I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Appreciate each and every one of you for staying with us. We appreciate you. Download our app at KMET1490am.com is where it's at. It's free. It's easy to use. Anywhere you're at, including Florida, you can get it. Right, Jesse?
Yes, you can. I was trying to listen to the show on Friday, but I was in the air, so I was unable to.
It's okay. We forgive you. Don't worry about it. It wasn't a thing. Sean did a good job, as he usually does. He had his because we had like 3 callers, so it was pretty busy, but it was fun nonetheless. Have you ever been hit by a ransomware attack, Jesse?
No, I am so glad I have not.
Yeah, they're terrible. The Biden administration confronted the implications Sunday of a sudden and grave national security challenge as random demanding cyber hackers targeted the staples of American life: food, gas, water, hospitals, and transport. The assaults, which have led the FBI director to make comparisons to 9/11, are targeting the vulnerable infrastructure as it struggles back to life after pandemic shutdowns and are putting civilians on the front lines of a conflict, which is not really good. It's leaving President Joe Biden, who took office amid multiple crises, with thorny dilemmas about how to respond without escalating a full-on international cyber war and expose him to new political vulnerability. Many of the attacks appear to be the work of criminal gangs on Russian soil, heaping more pressure on already tense high-stakes summit near the week with the President Vladimir Putin during his first foreign trip. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm warned that very malign actors had the U.S. in their sights after attacks on a pipeline, government agencies, the Florida water system, schools, healthcare institutions, and even last week, the meat industry, and a ferry service to the millionaire's playground, Martha's Vineyard. Granholm said this: even as we speak, there are thousands of attacks on all aspects of the energy sector and the private sector generally. It's happening all the time. The former Michigan governor said that foreign hackers have the capability to shut down the U.S. power network and counseled firms against paying ransoms demanded by hackers. So the question is, what happens during one of these hack attacks? Do you know, Jesse?
I actually do not.
I will say I've seen it on some phones. Sometimes it'll tell you if you don't pay this or that. I just ignore it. I cancel it out, and then I'm okay. But I've seen some situations where people are not okay. There's another article which is, what do you do when there is
my name is Adam, and I was born in 1996.
Like and one of them is by getting companies that kind of deal with this sort of thing. According to AIG, one of the world's largest insurers, they say they've seen a 150% increase in ransom and extortion claims between 2018 and 2020. Ransom demands now account for 1 in every 5 cyber insurance claims. That's according to what the company said. It's getting harder and more expensive to be able to deal with this. Again, these are the type of things that happen online, and when you're connected to the internet, sometimes all they have to do is send a system that basically locks up your entire computer. Companies purchase specific cyber insurance plans to help protect their systems and cover any losses from cyber attack. Ransomware, which allows hackers to take over computer systems, even physical infrastructure, and extract fees running into the millions of dollars to unblock them, have only boosted the demand for that insurance. This lifeline may also be getting harder to access for companies because of rising costs. And so there's more that needs to be done, obviously. This is kind of a situation where people are like, wait, what's going on? But if you've ever been on the flip side of one of these, it's no fun. I always say if it happens on your phone, though, sometimes it's just an ad making you want to pay for it. It doesn't lock up your phone. But there you go. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Jesse, while surfing an internet site, but all of a sudden it'll pop up. So there you go. Not something you want to stress out about, but it's something to be aware of. And they do have pretty good blocking systems out there. I use Kaspersky, there's Norton, there's others. I don't know what the government's doing to keep ahead of this, but you got to ask, what are they doing next, right? So I think that's the important thing. And of course, look, if you or someone you know gets a ransomware, then make sure that they get the right information and not the wrong information. All right, so there you go. All right, our next guest, are they ready to go, Jesse?
Yes, they are. They're ready to go.
Fantastic. Joining us right now is somebody who knows a lot about winning. He has been the U.S. World Champion and Olympic kayaker for quite some time. But hearing loss can affect anyone. And joining us right now is somebody who understands that, Eric Jackson. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. Obviously, my first question is kayaking. If I wanted to kayak, where should I start? And not the U.S. Olympics, I don't think.
Well, you're calling out of Los Angeles. So, Northern California has a lot of great whitewater kayaking. You're going to go to see a man named Keith Miller at California Canoe and Kayak, and he's going to put you in a beginner class. And you're going to get some beginner whitewater experience and then ultimately learn to do the Eskimo roll, of which I just taught my 12-year-old son, my final child, to learn the role that last week. So you're not far behind. So get hurried up. You'll catch up with my son, Casey.
Okay, you know what? Well, that's the first thing I was telling my co-host. I go, I don't know, because I always see that. I've seen it in the movies where you kind of flip up and flip down, and then I'm like, oh no, what if I get stuck? I always see it in the movies. So is there ever been a case where you almost thought, oh no, I can't get out of this?
You go right side up and upside down, but there's all kinds of kayaking. You can get a sit on top kayak and just stay right side up the whole time, and put a 6-pack of beer on the back and just float a lazy river if you want. So kayaking offers all kinds of experience. Of course, you're in LA, so you've got great sea kayaking out there and stuff like that. So I just happen to really enjoy the whitewater experience, but kayaking can offer all kinds of experiences for you.
Well, I definitely want to enjoy the nicer of the two situations, and then maybe make myself work myself up. But let's talk about the Men's Health Awareness Month, and something that I don't know if a lot of people know, but you have coped with hearing loss yourself. What's been your experience with that?
Hearing loss, I've had it my whole life, so I don't know what it's like to not have hearing loss. I didn't know what it was like. So I was a kid that sat front and center in school, not just in a normal lineup. They actually pushed my chair all the way up to the teacher's chair. So I kind of stood out that way. And even all the way through college, my desk was against the teacher professor's desk. If the teacher was looking at me, I knew what they were saying because I learned to read lips. If they were facing the chalkboard, I had no clue what they were saying. So, and then on the, with all my friends, and whether it be on the playground or in college, just hanging out in groups, I could communicate one-on-one, but I couldn't talk to, in a group. I had no clue what was going on. So it's kind of a frustrating and experience that it can be really hard on people. I managed to get through it, without losing self-esteem or whatever. But it wasn't until hearing aids that I started getting a feel for what it's like to actually be able to hear like other people. And but unfortunately, hearing aids, unlike glasses, glasses, somebody has eyesight loss. They've been making really good glass lenses for hundreds of years. With hearing aids, it's electronic technology, digital technology. It's really only in the last couple of years that the technology was good enough to provide an experience that was like being a normal hearing person that you would actually enjoy wearing. So even though I had hearing aids and for the last 30 years, I didn't really want to wear them and didn't wear them unless I had to. And just really the last year when I got my new Resound ones, now I fall asleep with them on by accident just because I don't even know I have them on anymore. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, so that's great. I will say, do you know what the percentage of hearing loss that you have compared to the average person? Because you're right. Some people, kind of just deal with it. They don't know what it's like. Kind of like people with glasses. They're like, wait, what's clear, what's not clear, right? Until all of a sudden they get new lenses. They go, whoa, that's supposed to be what I'm supposed to see. So do you know how much hearing loss you had compared to the average?
Yeah, so, I have what they call severe hearing loss, and it's, I guess if you were to put a percentage on it, it would be about 60 to 70% hearing loss, depending on frequencies.
Okay.
And what's funny is that when you're communicating, with other people, it's a graduated thing. Obviously, the worse your hearing loss, the more you miss. But missing anything when you're communicating with people you care about, stresses relationships and whatever. So it's worth hearing 100% if you can.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing this up because, a lot of people, and it's got to be hard when you're like, what, who, and sometimes you probably just hear things and then people make joke of it. Because I remember having a friend who would always say, wait, did you say what? Did you say what? Huh? What? Huh? And so everybody repeats. But having this hearing aid must be kind of a life-changing for you. Again, we're talking about resound.com, where you can get a free online hearing test right there, which I think is important for everybody to do just in case. But what's that been like even for you or your family, just being able to kind of hear it the first time?
It was pretty epic. My wife, when she met me, I wasn't wearing hearing aids, and she learned it and she would cope with it. But at the end of the day, it's frustrating for anybody to say things. She would, it's hard to differentiate between somebody not caring to hear you and just not hearing you. You know what I mean? So if there's even somebody who knows you have hearing loss, a lot of times they just feel like if you really wanted to hear that, you would have. You know what I mean? Like I said it, you were listening, you're not responding, you're not trying, and that's hard on relationships. So once I got my new, my hearing aids, the Resound ones that I'm wearing now, which those are the first ones, like I said, that were really provided the experience that was enjoyable, right? I wanted to wear them all the time. It just made everything easier. Now I have no excuse, of course. I do hear what everybody's saying, so it's as long as I'm listening, I'm a normal functioning member of the household now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I will say I've met people with hearing aids, and it's amazing some of the cool stuff you have in addition to it. So it's almost like, and I hate to put it this way, but it's kind of cool technology. It's not just a hearing aid anymore. They've got like Bluetooth ones that connect to your phones. You've got that always on connection, right? I don't know if you have any of those cool things with Resound.
Are you kidding? You have no idea. I feel bad for people that don't have hearing aids now. So so when I'm listening, I can be listening to music on my phone and hear people around me and still have, how like if you're wearing earbuds or whatever, well, it's blocking out the outside sound. Well, with hearing aids, you can listen to music and hear what's going on around you, or you can talk on the phone and hear what's going on around you. Now, if you're in a noisy environment, like on an airplane or in a car or some, noisy city, and you want to block the outside sound, you just click a button and boom, now you're talking on the phone with no ambient noise. It's pretty amazing. You want to change the frequency, change the volume, all that's just at your fingertips. And it's literally like having bionic ears. So it's better than being fully hearing, meaning that the technology is pretty epic, and it's fun to play with, but most importantly, it provides an enjoyable experience that's like, one where you're no longer, want to take them off with like I used to.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the cool technology ones online right now and how they connect to your phone and how they do some pretty cool stuff. Even for that reason, I'm not going to lie. I've had conversations with people that have hearing aids like this, and I go, man, I think I want one, and I don't even have hearing loss right now. But so because I would never lose it, I think, because I lose Bluetooth other stuff. So I don't know. But look, what should people do if they feel that they need a hearing loss test and or they need more information?
Well, what's equally as important as that question there is what should people do that don't even think they need hearing? A lot of people that have hearing loss, they're like, I don't need hearing aids or whatever. I think I hear fine. What's cool is that anybody, like you said earlier in the on this call, if you go to resound.com, that's resound.com, there's that online test that you can take from the comfort of your home or on your phone. You can do a quick test, and it will determine if you've got hearing loss or not. And then once you're like, wow, I do have hearing loss, well then, if that's the case, then a quick call to an audiologist, and there's audiologists close to you, wherever you live, they're nearby. You go in, it's a painless test. You walk in, it's pretty enjoyable. It takes about 15 minutes. And you'll actually get a printout graph of your hearing, and it compares it to normal hearing. And you'll be able to see how much of a gap you really have between what you should be hearing and what you are hearing. And if there is that gap because you have hearing loss, well, the good news is hearing aids will not only close that gap, but you could actually put your hearing above normal if you wanted to.
That's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to hear conversations like beyond, like you're Mr. Bionic Man with the kayaker, right?
It's like being, like, I don't know if you remember the $6 Million Man. It's kind of like that, but with ears. It's pretty cool.
Exactly, that's you. All right, buddy. Well, keep it safe, keep doing it, and keep having fun over there. All right, and keep the hearing loss to a minimum by again getting the word out to everybody to go check out resound.com. Get your online hearing test for free there. And I think I'm going to sign my mom up for this. I know she's going to say, "No, I'm fine." I'm going to say, "I don't know. Let's check that out." Thank you very much for spending time with us here on the morning show.
Hey, thanks for having me on here.
All right. So if you want more information, it's very simple. Go to resound.com/online-hearing-test, and you can get the information right there. Or just go to resound.com. It'll pop up right there for you. I'm going to do it myself, see if I have a problem with that, and then that way anybody else could be like, hey, why don't you do this test? Why not? So go check it out. Very good. Again, as a dad and a husband, it could be frustrating. It could be frustrating for the kids or the family in your life who go, oh, you're just not listening, and you go, no, I really can't hear you. So there you go. That's got to be difficult. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products, we sell solutions.
Ontario International Airport is on to a better way to fly with over 65 daily nonstop flights to more than 20 major destinations and the easiest airport experience in Southern California. Visit flyonto.com/Ontario to learn more about Ontario International Airport today.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience, handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW. That's 1-800-616-4LAW.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. We learned a lot today, medically. Again, new drugs helping out prostate cancer, some drugs having little side effects like Pfizer and Moderna with potential heart situations. So get it checked out if you feel you have something happening, especially in your chest, and you've had one of these. It's good to know this ahead of time. Again, it is being reported on, and more information is still coming in. But as of late, hearing aids, pretty cool stuff, right, Jesse?
Oh, yeah. I actually want to get my mom signed up for that because I know she needs it. Well,
you know, and all you have to do is simple, right? Just say, we saw it on the morning show. Let's do a free test. I'm going to do mine. Let's do each other. See who hears the most. And then she'll be like, oh, I hear perfectly. And then test her and see what it says, right? I don't know how to do it otherwise, because people get offended, when you say you just can't hear me. You should be able to hear that. They go, no, you're talking too soft. I go, Mom, I've been talking loud. Like, what? No, you're talking too softly. I'm like, And then she goes, I had a test. I go, I don't know. I'm gonna check the test to make sure the test is working. So I don't know. But they have some really cool stuff on these headphones that almost make you want to have one. Let me kind of cover it, okay? Because I've seen, and I didn't want to be fascinated, but I was fascinated by the person. I was at I think it was a anniversary. It was like an anniversary party. Like they renewed their vows, right? And this couple sat next to me, and I was just like, and he had this thing around his neck, and I was like, what is that? And he's like, oh, I have this headphone, but I'm able to listen to like the sports right now. I'm like, huh? So he had it on his phone, but nobody would know it, right? And because he has a hearing aid, it's really behind the ear, so it doesn't look like he's ignoring you, and you could get away with whatever you want. Does that make sense, Jesse?
Oh yeah, it does. I'm digging it.
Yeah. Let's see. For example, the Bluetooth hearing aid apps personalize your hearing experience when connecting to these popular devices. They have one which connects to your phone or your smartphone. Download the app to Apple devices such as iPhone and iPad. And then you can talk on the, because they have hearing and audio. So you basically have your own always on, like, mic, right? Or hearing aid. It has that. And then they have the Sound Relief app. That's got some cool stuff. But they've got so many cool adaptations. And then some you just want to hear better, like, further away. I think they probably are coming out with that soon around the corner. So then you could be the spy around the corner, right? You could, like, you're by yourself and you want to hear a little, like, the couple across the way. I'm just saying, what?
No comment on that one.
I'm that person. Be the investigator and have a cool. What? It's a hearing aid. What are you doing? So
I was gonna say go into like the nature and just enjoy like the sounds of nature and stuff, but okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Sometimes I think I would be better as a private investigator, but probably not on the show and then being a private investigator. People would find me out, right? So. Whatever. Okay, this is kind of cool news. Jeff Bezos, who is the Amazon founder, announces he will fly into space next month. What? He announced that he and his brother, Mark, will be joining the auction winner on New Shepard's first human flight next month. Remember that? The whole situation where you could, like, apply. Bidding reached 2.8 million with nearly 6,000 bidders from 143 countries. The live auction for the seat will conclude June 12th. Blue Origin made the announcement, and the Bezos brothers will be joining the winner of the auction. So that's pretty cool. The New Shepard will launch from remote Van Horn, Texas, approximately 100 miles east of El Paso. The flight, which will last for around 30 minutes, will fly the passengers to the edge of space when they then get to unbuckle and float for 3 minutes before the capsule returns to Earth. The winning bid amount will be donated to Blue Origin's Foundation, Club for the Future, whose mission is to inspire future generations to pursue careers in STEM and to help invent the future of life in space. So there you go. Pretty cool stuff. But we are done. We are out of time, and we have to say goodbye, but we'll be back tomorrow with more great news. Coming up, stay tuned for more. Download the app. It's free. KMET, 1490 AM. Hey, you could tune in via your hearing aid if you have one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.